This is Bonbon. Like every other night, he is winding down in his yellow t-shirt and blue shorts. He follows a strict routine: a warm bath, a quick toothbrushing, and a final hug for his favorite teddy bear before he drifts off to sleep. By midnight, the room has settled into a predictable state. The only things moving are the shadows cast by the moonlight. Beside the sleeping monkey, the fluffy beige teddy bear sits perfectly still. But as the clock strikes 12, the bear breaks its inanimate state. Golden sparkles swirl around its fur as it begins stretching its fuzzy arms, waking up for the first time today. The bear quietly slides off the bed, careful not to disturb the blankets. It has transitioned from a toy into an autonomous agent, moving toward the door with soft, purposeful steps. While Bonbon remains in a deep sleep, the rules of his mundane world have shifted. An active magic is now moving through the house, entirely unnoticed by the person who lives there. In the kitchen, the bear attempts to fix a midnight snack, but a single drop of spilled milk creates a hazard. The bear's foot slips, leading to a loud, clumsy crash against the floor tiles. The noise reaches upstairs, waking Bonbon. He notices his bed is empty, clicks on a red flashlight, and begins scanning the dark corners of the room for his missing friend. As the flashlight beam hits the floor, it reveals a trail of glowing golden footprints. They pulse with the same light that surrounded the bear, leading out the door and down the hallway. Bonbon doesn't pull back or hide. Instead, he follows the footprints through the house, tracking the glowing evidence until he finds the bear standing by the living room bookshelf. By following the anomaly rather than ignoring it, Bonbon has reached the edge of his known world. He is now standing at the threshold of a discovery he never expected. The bear reaches for a hidden latch on the shelf, and the entire wall swings open to reveal a tunnel of light. Bonbon follows the bear through, leaving his living room behind. They emerge into the Candy Cloud Garden, a vast ecosystem where the trees are made of pink cotton candy and a sparkling rainbow river flows through the center of the valley. They aren't alone. They meet Sparky, a small purple dragon who knows every corner of this realm. He steps in as a guide, explaining how to interact with the strange environment around them. The plants have very specific properties. When Bonbon steps onto a red and white mushroom, the cap compresses like a spring and launches him upward, allowing him to navigate the forest from the air. This entire world operates on a single principle: discovery through play. Every creature and plant they encounter is designed to encourage them to explore further. The adventure moves from the treetops to the water. Bonbon and a bear slide down the smooth, multicolored currents of the Rainbow River, picking up speed as they head downstream. They splash into a calm pool where they meet Toby the turtle. The water is still, the sun is warm, and for a moment, the forest feels like a place of absolute safety. That peace is interrupted by a sharp, panicked cry. A sound of distress is coming from the dense thicket nearby, immediately changing the mood of the group. Bonbon and his guides scramble out of the water and push through the vines, moving as fast as they can toward the sound. Look closely at how the trap works. These crystal vines are incredibly rigid. Once they are triggered, they snap into an interlocking cage that prevents anything inside from escaping. Even in this garden, there are real dangers. The group has found a baby bird caught in the vines, and it's clear the bird cannot get out on its own. The bear places its paws on the cage and channels its magic. Under the glow, the sharp crystals lose their rigidity, turning into soft, pliable curves that the bear can pull apart. While the bear holds the vines open, Bonbon reaches into the center of the trap. He carefully scoops up the baby bird, lifting it out of the softened vines and back into the open air. The forest animals gather around in a show of thanks. As a token of their gratitude, they hand Bonbon a glowing golden star, the same light that led him here in the first place. The bear provided the magic, but it took Bonbon's steady hands to finish the job. It shows that in any world, the most effective tool is a simple act of help from a friend. The sky over the Candy Cloud Garden begins to brighten as the sun rises. The window for magic is closing, and they have to leave before the forest fades away. They run back through the bookshelf portal and slip into the bedroom. By the time the first real rays of sun hit the floor, Bonbon is tucked back into bed. When Bonbon wakes up, he looks around his room. In the morning light, it's easy to believe that the dragons and rainbow rivers were just part of a vivid dream. But then he sees the golden star sitting on his pillow. And as he looks over at his teddy bear, the toy slowly blinks one of its button eyes in a silent, playful wink. The star is physical proof that the world doesn't end at the bedroom door. There are adventures waiting right behind the bookshelf for anyone brave enough to follow the glow.